Good evening, everyone. It is so nice to be here with all of you. Adams County is so beautiful. You have such history here. I had a chance just to stop briefly at your battlefield before we came here with Carolyn Carluccio. Our courts are so very important to us. You're all here for one reason, because you care. You care about your community, you care about your family, you care about our party, and you're worried about where we're going to be now and in the future. Our courts are one of the key cornerstones of keeping law in order and protecting our rights and our freedoms. We have four candidates for 3 courts. Before I share a little bit about myself, I want to explain the difference between the 2 intermediate appellate courts, because it's important. I've been asked on this campaign trail time and time again that we know that there's different courts, but we don't understand the differences. Judge Smale and myself are the endorsed candidates for the Superior Court. The Superior Court hears the civil and the criminal matters. So your Court of Common Pleas, just like Judge Smale and Judge Carluccio in Montgomery County, predominantly the cases they hear are those that are family law, real estate, personal injury, adoption, custody, as well as a lot of criminal matters. All of those types of cases, if appealed properly, would go to the Superior Court. It's important that you have attorneys and judges that are elected to these courts who have practiced in the areas for which you would be appearing as an attorney or a pro se individual before these courts. The Commonwealth Court is different. It's a people's court. It's an agency. It's a board. It's a commission against an individual. And our endorsed candidate for Commonwealth Court, Megan Martin, will share more about that court. But it's much different than the Superior Court, for which I'm endorsed, and Judge Smale. So let me share a little bit about my background. I started practicing in northwestern Pennsylvania, where I'm from, Clarion County. It's a small county. It's actually smaller than Adams County. And my principles and my values are very much rooted in rural America. There are very few judges on the appellate courts from the rural counties in this Commonwealth. It's important that we have candidates that are representative of all parts of our Commonwealth, not just the urban areas. I started in civil practice, doing family law, real estate, estates and wills, defense litigation, and did some administrative law with workers' compensation and Social Security disability. I had my children in the 90s. I taught in higher education for a while, including some criminal justice courses and criminal communications courses. I taught criminal procedure, juvenile justice, and administration of justice. I was a prosecutor both in Venango County and Franklin counties. Why is that important? Because 70% of the cases that go to the Superior Court are criminal in nature. I've been in the courtroom. I've had the jury trials. I've had the bench trials. I understand what it is to be in a courtroom. And I also had the privilege and honor to serve under Governor Corbett as an attorney. I was attorney in the Department of Health and State. In the Department of Health, I oversaw all of the licensing for home care, home health care, hospices, birth centers, dialysis centers, and the Drug Device and Cosmetic Act. All of the types of the drugs that are at issue when you're seeing crimes are related to that drug act. I work in joint jurisdiction with the Office of Attorney General on those types of cases as well. In addition, I was a hearing examiner for over 3 years. I've issued hundreds of decisions. They were administrative in nature. Parties appeared before me. I listened to the testimony. I evaluated the credibility of the witnesses. I evaluated the evidence, and then I issued those decisions. And if they were appealed, they would go to an appellate court, the Commonwealth Court, the one that Megan has been endorsed for. My experience spans over 30 years, including in education. Why is that important? Because the family law matters when you're dealing with children are so very important. They are our future. If you have a custody matter and you're trying to make an assessment, the best interest of that child, and a party appeals that to the Superior Court, My educational background, I have a degree in elementary education. I have a degree, a master's in education administration. And I have a doctorate in educational leadership. I understand the types of educational issues that would be impacting children that would be appearing before the judges on the Superior Court. It is not necessary, it is not a requirement, but certainly it is a complement to our court, the Superior Court. And I humbly ask that you support me in not only May, even though it's unopposed,